when that didn't go right, I was forced to go back to what people expected of me. JT the Bigga Figga, independent.
Right.
So now I'm back in what I said that I wanted in the first place, but now I'm actually stuck in it. But I never lost the drive, so I continue to do different type of products, joint albums, everything independent, whatever type of collaboration, compilation. Then I start spinning over to the movies. When I see doing movies in Cali, okay, it was a little baby impact. It was, matter of fact, it was a big impact because Master P came out with I'm About It, and then I came out with Beware of Those a few months later.
Right.
And that was the first hip hop rap movie with a rapper from the Bay.
Right.
Then moving to Atlanta some years later and making movies down there, that's when I got to feel like a movie star because bootlegging movies down there, they still had stores, but they were bootleg stores.
Right.
Some guy that got all the movies and DVDs up in here and all the albums. Some of them bootleg, some of them got plastic on it, but he got his own burning machine right there. Any album you want, he can make it right on the spot. So when I would make my films, at first I was trying to sell them to the stores, right? I would come to the store, they got all my movies wrapped in plastic. They burnt them. Back in the day, that would have been a no-no. I couldn't
Right.
press MC8 album and I got it in my store. That would have been a no-no. If you would have heard if any of that going on when you was doing it, you would have had.
Oh yeah.
It would have been
Been a problem.
dangerous for the person who doing it, cause like nigga, you
Exactly.
actually stealing.
Yeah, nigga.
But then stealing became okay when they made the machines the bootleg. A cassette tape, they didn't have bootleg cassette tape machines. We had a Panasonic with a tape deck right here, which you're gonna record, and this the one you record on, and this high-speed dubbing. I remember that.
Exactly.
But you still had to wait one at a time. You feel me?
Yeah, it wasn't mass duplication.
Yeah.
At all.
But once it went to DVD or CD, and they got this tower, you put 10 of them in there, hit the button, and bzzz, pop, and now I got your whole album. They writing the name on it, put it in a little slip. So Down South made me famous with the movies. I didn't get the money at first, but I got the fame because now my product is feeding them, but they promote me. Because any new movie, the bootlegger, that's what they thrive
yeah,
for,
definitely.
to get it first.
You actually put out something that actually became a really pivotal project for independent filmmakers. You had something to do with Snow on the Bluff.
Yes, Snow on the Bluff 1, somebody else did. That was the mega. But for me to redo it and re-hook up with Curtis Snow and activate him back in the game and made part 2, and then Snoop played a part up in there, it caused big controversy. It caused lawsuits. It caused all type of shit. But for
What
the
do you think
fact,
the problem was with that?
the fact of that the man ran off with all the money on Kurt for the first one because Kurt didn't have nobody like me to talk. So we approached him about doing part 2. Then he started talking about all his money, but Kurt only did a deal for part 1. So part 2, we done. But he put in paperwork for trademarking it, and then boom, it caused copyright infringement. So I had to change the name from Snow on the Bluff 2 to Summertime in the Bluff because it's like, it's not his movie. But by calling it part 2, it tied to his movie, and that caused the problem. You feel me?
Who did
But
you do that initial project with? I'm sorry.
some dude, I don't even know his name. Some dude helped him make that. But when I made part 2, that was smack dab as a continuation of what you seen in the first one. That's what boosted me as a certified filmmaker. Like JT shot that, and I edited, no help. And I shot it on the iPhone. Whole movie.
And y'all was on your way to making some M's with that.
And Trapflix, that helped kick my Trapflix platform off. Once I did Trapflix, the app, I called it Trapflix because Netflix robbed Kurt, and he was famous from Snow on the Bluff on Netflix. So I'm like, bro, we independent, man, fuck them. We gonna start Trapflix, and we gonna make an app like they shit. And God really blessed me to make it. I had made all these movies and had no place to take them because Netflix only offered $15,000 per film. I had 10 films that I made in 2014. When I made these films, I'm on fire in the streets. Either I'm doing a deal with somebody, they offer $15,000 for 5 years per film. That's $150,000, and don't come back and ask for no more money
And you
for
can't
5
put it out
years.
nowhere
And
else.
I can't go nowhere else. I was like, man, I don't think I
You
should
know what
do
they gonna
that.
tell you? Well, you should be happy to have your film on Netflix.
That's exactly was the concept. But I'm like, I want to actually. I'm from the independent game. Like we supposed to make some money still, and to just give me 150, even though I know I probably didn't even pay $5,000 per movie. I probably didn't even pay $2,000 per movie. But I knew if I sign this and accept the money, it's gonna be like a rapper signing a 360 deal or a rapper signing an artist deal. You happy to get the deal? You got your big check up front, but you know that might be the last one for a long time. And a lot of rappers have went through that. So me hearing them horror stories, I just felt I know these movies could be more valuable for me. I rejected the deal. I started Flix. I invested into a team to build me an app. I put my movies on my app. And from there, my reputation went up as this motherfucker right here.
I'll tell you how influential it was. This ain't meant to elicit no controversy or nothing, but a lot of people have taken your intellectual liberties with your intellectual property. They've taken certain liberties because I remember when Dame Dash first came out with his app, right?
We built it.
I'm hearing that like he got the technology from you and he just kind of
Ran off and didn't give me $1. I got to put him on blast and tell the truth. But I don't use that as a campaign of crying about what a nigga did to me. I made it known to the public, and then I stopped. Me and Snoop had some words, but I respect Snoop and that he helped me more than hurt me. I don't know if it was his team, but once the people who did the first one on the bluff saw Flix was under Calvin Brodus and it didn't have my name, he went straight at the Snoop. He never even came back, even said a word to me. I don't know if Snoop authorized that or did his label or his management jump the gun and register the company without my name. It looked like it was about to be a money grab without me, right? But the lawsuit came and foiled it. And me and Snoop never really got to communicate as brothers again because he disappointed at the lawsuit. I'm disappointed that my name ain't on it. We both is having something to feel some kind of way about, but I always wanted the people to know I thank Snoop for taking me around the world multiple times, showing me how a megastar lived, showing me how a multimillionaire had to move, the do's and the don'ts. So I don't have nothing, and I want to shout brother Snoop, my big bro out, and thank you for all the help and teaching me the things that I do know right now and how to conduct myself.
Exactly, and to be real, when you're dealing with a mega entity that is the Snoop Dogg brand, it could have been very much somebody on his team that just jumped the gun and went and did some stuff. And
Without us having our agreement
Exactly.
in place, and that's what I was hurt about. And I think when Dame Dash saw me and Snoop had that issue right there, he like, oh, I don't got to respect JT. I'm going to just run off with this software. And he did his thing. And then I was vocal about it for a few days. And then at a certain point, I say, man, it's going to look like I'm mad at Snoop and Dame. These two niggas I look up to, I don't like how it turned out, but I'm not that mad. And if I'm really, truly JT the Bigga Figga, do it again then. And then some time went by, and that's how I ended up going to Africa for a number of reasons. Number one, they invited me to come and ask for me to bring my JT skills to Africa to help their young population with the independent game. They was impressed with the movies. They impressed with me making books, albums, being part of so many influential people's careers, playing parts from the background. But the other part, somebody told me, JT, you know you got Flix. Do you know in Africa they got software guys that live in the village? And he might look poor as ever, but he can make anything with the computer.
Not to cut
You
off,
gotta
a lot of
find
people
them.
from China's stealing that technology over there for them young brothers now.
Nah, they definitely, they listen, wherever knowledge is at, whoever get to it first is who gonna benefit. Cause a lot of times knowledge don't have the money.
Right.
Skill, that's like a dope ass rapper. Some dude right now rap better than Jay-Z and Lil Baby put together and Drake, but we don't know him yet. He raw as ever.
Right.
Somebody know him. He ain't connected to the right person yet. That's what I found in Africa.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is